Hello, peoples. It's time. Sorry we're running a little behind tonight because a couple of our guests are not responding to the link, and turns out at least one of them is an imposter who claims that she is somebody she's not, or even if it's she is she. Just saying. I just got off the line with the original Elvis Dame, and she swears up and down I have not been talking to her. So, and that's what I told this girl. How should I put this? 4 or 5 days ago, and she swears up and down she's the only Elvis Dame. And I got news. This girl's done art for me. I know who Michelle Knuckles is, or Michelle Knuckles Bayless. I know who she is. And now I'm finding out that somebody's, and I put her hip to this as of tonight, that somebody is trying to use her, name and swearing up and down she's been on the show before. And the only person under the Elvis Dame nom de plume who's been on the show is Michelle Knuckles Bayless. So, we're not going to play any more games with these people. I don't know why they would try and, don't expect I won't check up on you. So don't do that. Okay? So, here's what's going on. Ladies and gentlemen, the reason we have been away for some time now is that I had a stroke. And I've also been now diagnosed insulin dependent diabetic. So now I've got all these, the high ammonia levels that are screwing with my memory to say the least. And then the stroke on top of it is making it even worse. So that's why we've been away for so long. So I want to go ahead and introduce my co-host, Mr. Kide. Say hi.
Hello, everybody.
And I love this man. He's awesome. He is a great co-host, and we're gonna just do what we gotta do, you know. And then I've noticed that we've got some. Um, I don't know if. No, I guess Vanessa's not in the channel yet.
Nope.
She says she's in the channel here, but she's not in the
Hangout.
hangout. Thank you. So yeah, we're doing our best here, and I love that Storm is with us tonight. I did warn her about this couple a little while back, and I really would like to get her on the show again. She would be, I'm pretty sure she'd be tickled to death to be on the show again. And so, okay, there you are, Vanessa. I see you. I see you, but you're not in the Hangout channel, and I need you there, sweetie. Please, I sent you the link, and Kide is gonna translate for you.
I
Okay?
will be her voice.
Yeah, exactly. He will be your voice for tonight, sweetie. So here we go. And I love Vanessa. She's got big hugs. She always gives me hugs. I give her hugs back. And she is an awesome. She has been with us since early on. So tonight we're talking about whatever you guys want to hear. This is all about. This is Halloween night. Is there any part of the world of darkness that doesn't lend itself to Halloween? Seriously. Oh my God. So,
I mean, yeah.
so we're gonna talk everything for the next 2 hours. We're gonna talk everything World of Darkness, Chronicle of Darkness, World of Darkness, changeling, vampire, werewolf, whatever you guys want to hear about. We're gonna talk about it. And I think I'm actually comfortable enough talking about most of these subjects now because we've been doing this for, a little over or a little less than 3 years now that I can actually, oh, Mama Kitty, y'all are not helping. Mama Kitty's running. She's laying here, rolling back and forth on this polythene bag, and just making all kinds of noise. Oh my goodness! No, I rescued these three kitties from the folks up the street that were gonna dump them out on a country road somewhere. That there's a special place in hell that would do that to an animal.
I agree. I agree. That's pretty fucked up.
It is. It's completely fucked up. But these sweeties, they've been fixed. There will be no more kitties. And her two kittens are now part of my household. Maat is the only one, the calico, that seems to be warming up to my pit bull. The other two, on the other hand, not so much. But they do love me to death. The Miss Mama Kitty, she'll put herself and she'll put her paw on my shoulder and go, and I'm like, what do you want? I said, you love now. So
Uh,
we have Bastet, Abrax, and Ma'at. So I'm always very comfortable giving my pets Egyptian names, and they don't seem to. Oh no,
mind.
sweetie, I haven't changed. I haven't changed. What would the hell would make you think I had changed? I mean, come on, my girl. Seriously. So, here's what I'd like to talk about, just to throw a bone at y'all. Um, and you people are gonna be shocked. It ain't about vampire.
Huh?
It's about hunter.
What?
Hunter.
Man, that game angers me.
Oh, please, dude. It has just as much validity in the world of darkness and or the Chronicle of Darkness as any of the other splats. And it's one of those that never actually gets talked about much. Please tell
Mm.
me I'm lying.
No, you're right. You're absolutely right. The thing about Hunter that angers me is that it's too unbalanced. Imbalanced.
How you feel under no? What do you mean by unbalanced?
The let's say with I don't quite remember. I played this a long time ago, and the powers I don't remember the freaking names, but a starting character would be a little bit too strong against almost any World of Darkness denizen. I mean, just upon creation.
Okay, but basically, if you look at some of the other splats like Changeling, who would also be diametrically opposed to pretty much anything else in the world of darkness.
Mm.
And oddly enough, it seems like most of the movies that have come out in the last decade, there's been 3/4 of them have been Hunter movies. Blade is a Hunter movie. John Carpenter's Vampire is vampires is a hunter movie.
From Dusk Till Dawn.
From Dusk Till Dawn is a hunter movie. So I really wish that that White Wolf could put that, you know, that level of, how should I put this, that level of intrigue into the hunter splat. But
Mm.
it turns out most of the hunters are so outgunned. They are so outgunned by pretty much any of the other splats. Most hunters could not stand toe to toe with a werewolf.
Mm.
And there are a
Kinda.
few without true faith. There's no way in hell they could stand up against a vampire.
Mm.
Especially if you're talking about fledglings and neonates. I get, the hunters can probably handle them, but an elder, please,
Mm.
they would squash them in a minute. Oh, Buffy, yes, yes, Storm,
Oh,
Buffy,
yeah,
another.
that's the most obvious one.
So yeah, they're most of the good quote unquote vampire shows are all hunter shows. They're not vampire shows.
Right.
So now we get ourselves into a situation without true faith, especially against vampires. Without true faith, they'd be screwed.
I mean,
Because,
kind of, because I'm telling you, and I might be talking out of my ass. Maybe my
no,
storyteller
go,
was
dude,
kind of
go.
a yeah, but I remember that I read the powers, and again, this was quite a few years ago, so I don't remember most of it. So I remember reading the powers and all that, and they would give a lot of grief to at least an ancillary vampire. A recently created hunter would make it really fucking hard for an elder to do. Not elder, the one before that, the ancillary
Uh
vampire.
huh.
It would be kind of hard on them. So it's all about the choosing the right powers and all that shit. And that's why I didn't like it back in the day, because I thought it was really overpowered against other
Wait a minute.
world
Did we
protagonists.
get somebody else join?
I'm so sorry.
Oh,
I'm
hey, sweetie.
I
How are you?
Hey,
good. I'm so sorry that you
Hugs.
I'm so sorry.
It's okay. No, better late than never. You know what I'm
I
agreed.
saying?
guess, yeah.
But no, and have you been keeping up with the conversation?
I have indeed. Yeah, I'm so
Okay.
sorry to butt in, but keep going. I apologize for being late.
Nah, sweet. You're good. Shara said, or Storm, sorry, I keep trying to use her real name and she gets mad at me when I do that. And I get mad at her when she doesn't use elder. So,
What?
um, is that the commentary about true faith? You have to believe that to work. Well, you write that into the story. You write that into your character creation. It's not that hard, right?
Yeah, I mean, it could be. But I guess it
Oh,
would only be a matter of me rereading it, because I didn't have the manual back then, and I was pretty much well, we did have the PDF back then, but I kind of just read over it like real quick, because it was supposed to be a flash
sorry.
session. You're cool. So I think I might just have to read over it again, so I can know if it's
What, the
actually
hunter
I
stuff?
remember. Yes,
Yeah,
the
you
reckoning
want
at
me.
least.
Listen, and shh, you didn't hear this? I never said it. I will give you the original hunter PDF, and you can go ahead and read it again. I don't think they care about the old school hunter. We gotta have our money for that. No. Mm-mm. Listen, this is a splat nobody plays. It's almost up there with Changeling. Nobody, and I do mean nobody plays it. Why would anybody want to play a hunter? Really?
I mean, I'm going to be honest with you. I've been reading on the Hunters Hunted in Project Twilight, and actually today I just bought the
Did
Quick
you
and the
just say
Dead.
Project Twilight?
Yeah, that's a
Okay.
World of Darkness module that it's
Oh,
supposed to be the what's it called, the Special Affairs
I thought you were
Department.
talking about sparkly vampires. I'm about to get angry.
No, no, fuck that. No, no,
I
you
was
you
about
won't
to
hear me
get
talking about
angry.
that shit. No, no, no. Project Twilight. That's a book, a World of Darkness book, where they talk about the.
Seriously, y'all. I was about to lose my fucking mind.
No, I mean I wouldn't have blamed it, but
Vampires
that's
do not sparkle.
no.
Oh my
But yeah,
god! But keep
what
going,
I'm
dude. I'm
telling you.
sorry. I didn't mean to break up your roll.
No, you're cool.
And I
So,
know you feel the same way about this as I do.
oh yeah,
Nobody
yeah.
in their right mind
I fucking hate Twilight.
believes that
I read it in two
that was a
languages,
good
and it
vampire
fucking
story.
sucks, man.
None of them.
No,
Oh my god.
even without the vampires, it's still a bad story.
It is. It is horrible. It is such a horrible, horrible story. And I saw something relatively recently. Is why do vampires always want to hang out with teenagers?
Right? No, man, fuck that.
Oh my god. Oh yeah, and Vanessa, girl, you feel the same way as we all do. This is
Yeah,
not
I
a
mean,
joke.
the only appeal to them, I think, is for teenagers anyway, is for toreadors, just to see how full of life they are,
Oh
how they're just
yeah.
entering puberty, how like everything's changing for them, how they're at their peak for some of them, their peak of, this, that, and the other. I mean, that is
Their ability to
an
plug into
interesting
the
thing,
21st century.
right?
And there are other clans, and I'm going to say Ventru, and I hate those bastards. I really do.
They're
Because
not that
we,
bad.
we Tremere don't give a damn.
You just called yourself a
About
Tory.
that bullshit. Okay? But to be perfectly honest, it's y'all need to get your shit straight. Okay? Vampire, no, blood magic. Just deal with it. You know, we don't have to, be sexualizing teenage, whatever, angst and. What's an angst? It's a cross with a little loopy thing on the top, right? Oh, jeez. Okay, I need to start paying attention to the chat. Oh, my girl. Oh, my girl. Please. Storm. Y'all are not helping. So, please.
uh,
Please. That is not an angst, That's an angst. Isn't it? Right? So, and I know that you're not the only person in the channel. So if y'all have some questions, we're here for the next hour and 40 minutes. So we're gonna talk shit all day long. It doesn't matter whether it's vampire, werewolf, fucking changeling. Honestly, as I mentioned earlier, I think I'm qualified at this point to at least try and answer some questions on those. Oh my god, I love her. I do. I love her. She is such a fun person. And she and I, she was there when I started back in the day, and Vanessa, you know this.
This is true.
No, Vanessa, you know this, but I don't think Kide knows is that I started LARPing, and Shara Storm was with me that night,
Oh,
and I
nice.
wanted to end the prince's life so bad because he was a freaking Ventru prick, and I had zero
Oh,
issue with ending him if I could get away with it. But that's the thing, you got to deal with the sheriff, you got to deal with the harpies, you got to deal with all the bullshit. You know, as soon as you tried to end his life, even if you got away with it, they're going to end you so they can step into his position. You know? Yep, see, she was there. I
still,
love her. I
that's
love
pretty
her.
bad. When night one you come in and you're like, I'm already plotting to kill this
I
man.
am already ready to end you, dude. I am ready to end you. and we had no, and we had some changelings up on the upper balcony in Myers Hall that were, they're like, oh wait and see what happens now, and, because they were looking at me, looking at him, going, oh, this is gonna be fun. Oh no, and I couldn't have gotten away with it, and I know I couldn't have got no. And you're right, I did know it. There was no way, but I did become Prince of Raleigh. Thank you very much. After the rampage up the seaboard that the Sabbat War um, propagated. I finally, stepped into the vacuum because they killed everybody. They killed the harpy, they killed the sheriff, they killed the prince, they killed everybody.
Jeez.
And then I was like, oh, okay, thank you. I'm now prince. What are you going to do about it?
Typical Tremere, the
Just slip right
opportunist.
into this leather chair here. This is clearly mine.
This is clearly mine.
If I fit
Like I
Oh
in.
my god, it was fun. It was fun.
we are.
And then after I left the throne in Raleigh, I became an archon under Carl Schreck, and I went to GothCon in 2000. This was, you know, a situation where they were retconning the thing with, all right, here's how we're gonna do this, because they knew the Prince Benison Hodges knew what was coming, and I didn't. I hadn't read the books yet, so I didn't have clue one what was coming down the pike. And I said, "Oh, well, I'm the Prince of Raleigh," and they're like, "Well, Raleigh's already been overrun." Oh, okay. So let's go with, Archon. How about that? So,
Yeah. That's a good step up.
no, and to be perfectly honest, you didn't actually tell a Tremere he couldn't be an Archon. How dare you?
No,
I will end you.
I've
Calder to
had it. I've
blood.
had a
I will tap you on the
Tremere Archon
forehead
before.
and end you. So, all right. So let's get out of vampire for a minute. Let's talk some. No, let's talk some werewolf.
We haven't been even
Oh,
So
been in Vampire.
during the Sabbat War, there was a large vacuum that came in under, after the vampires from Miami to New York were killed off except for Sabat. And then we had ourselves a situation where, okay, so now the lupines were gonna step in, and apparently I did not know this until relatively, what, 2 years ago with our first show, when I had the Brazilian werewolf guys come in, is that
Yeah,
the,
those guys are great.
the yes, and Pedro and Mateus, awesome dudes, and they were like, lupine's a derogatory term. I was like, what do you mean? He's like, it's like saying the N word, and I'm like, what?
Wow, they got deep into it, didn't
No,
they?
he did. He went sideways with that, and I was
Woo!
like,
Okay.
and it was like, what? Oh no, they aren't all lupines. And I'm like, okay, but this was before the Changing Breed show. With the
Oh yeah.
Witchcraft and the Goral and all the other fun.
Hmm.
So yeah, I did. I was actually converted. It's like, okay, we can't say that out loud because that's derogatory.
Okay.
Yeah,
Sure.
that's derogatory. We can't say that out loud. Wait a minute. What? You can't hear me? Can no. Um. Oh shoot! Come on, girl. Can you hear me
What?
now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
I know you can. I'm worried about Storm.
Oh.
She's saying in the chat she can't hear me. Oh
Mm.
jeez. What's going? Well, how do you? Okay, now I guess I just need to adjust the mic better. Let's do that. We're trying to get enough money together to get moon mics for the hosts and co-hosts. We're trying, and they're cheap. They really are on Amazon. They're super. What do you mean I'm much quieter?
I'm using a phone, so I don't know if that's
I don't
overpowering or
think that
not.
works,
No,
Peter. And
no,
quiet
no.
versus
She's saying she can't hear me. Oh, now she can hear me. All right, so let's keep that on track. I want a boom mic for both me and the co-host because they have much better sound. And if you go on YouTube, and I'm gonna tell you guys, one of my favorite shows on YouTube is Lost in Vegas, where these two guys that are used to rap, but now they're learning about classic rock and prog rock and all this other fun stuff. The one I watched earlier today was CCR. No, not CCR. Boston. Carry on My Wayward Son. And it blew them out of their chair. And I'm like, how did you never hear this song? Seriously, is there anybody in the channel who has never heard that song? Even in replay. Even nowadays, it's yes, guru is a perfectly acceptable usage of the term. Lupine, not so much.
not at all.
Not so much. They
That's the
get
point.
a
That's
little
the
bit out
thing.
of shape about that. They truly
I,
do.
I didn't know about it. I consider myself, a bone gnarl, and I never knew that we didn't like. I missed that meeting at the moot that we didn't like, that we've all agreed we don't like that word. I missed it. So
Oh, you're right, girl. It's Kansas, not Boston. I'm sorry. There was What was the one I heard from Boston earlier? Was the Foreplay? That's what it was. But the one I watched yesterday was uh, Carry On My Wayward Son from Kansas, and these guys were blown out of their chairs. No, and I'm like, how did you get to be 30 years old and have never heard this song? How does that happen? But
Living under a
if
rock,
you listen to
perhaps?
rap stations, no, you're not going to hear it. What'd you say, Kide?
Maybe living under a rock or something.
I guess, right? And it is. It's a beautiful song. And it blew, like I said, it blew them out of their chair. And they carry on my wayward son. That's the only part of that song they had ever heard.
What?
Because, you know, where they be shopping in some place where, you know, that was running classic rock over the PA. And that's why they'd never actually heard it. And, no. Yeah, you're right about that one. That was the one that, yeah, no. Dust. Wind. Dude.
Oh, we are as dust in the wind.
No, no, no. Bill and Ted. Bill and Ted. Dust.
Oh, yeah.
Wind. Dude.
I gotta know.
Oh, jeez. Oh, y'all need to. No, no. Go lay down. I don't have time for your bull. Not during this show. Yeah, the dog's chasing the kitties. And the kitties are antagonizing him. I know it's not a one-sided situation here. It truly isn't. But no, that was the thing. And, you know, I'm super tickled that we actually get at least one more Bill and Ted movie.
Yeah. Oh, this is so great.
Bill and Ted Face the Music. And then got what's his name? Winter. Bill S. Preston Vampire. And that's why that was the segue. Was the Bill S. Preston Vampire and Ted Theodore Logan. I mean, come on, y'all. You got Lost Boys, which is also another Hunter flick, by the way.
I love Lost Boys. So good.
But it's
my wife's
still a
favorite.
vampire. It's still a Hunter flick. Bill S. Preston Vampire and Ted Theodore Logan. And you know, that's still one of my favorite soundtracks. Do you remember in the sequence where his brother first sees her? The dude with the chainmail and the leather pants and the whole nine yards. Did you know that brother opened for Tina Turner for like a decade?
Dang.
Yeah, the dude with the saxophone. That brother opened for Tina, my girl. Oh, she's sexy as hell. She might be 3,700 years old, but she's still sexy. Yeah, I'm telling you, man.
No comment.
No comment my ass. Tell me Tina Turner not sexy as shit. Seriously.
My tastes are very different.
Oh, come on, man. Oh, come on, dude.
All right, I'm not
This
talking
is
about
why
the type of
you
movie
asked
I like.
me about the subject for tonight's show, and I say whatever the fuck happens, happens. Okay, this is what I'm. One of those things I'm talking about. Is is that this organic flow. I love this organic flow. There's a reason why I did what I did when I first started this show. Was that I wanted people to talk, not just be stuck to a genre or a clan or whatever. Even and if you go back and listen to some of our earlier shows, even when we're talking about a specific clan, we go out of our way to talk shit. Seriously, dude. We go out of our way to talk shit. Or at least I do. Because it's more fun that way. Oh shit, hold on. I hate not being able to see without my glasses. Alright, okay, so you want the sheet music, Storm? I got you. Girl, no, fuck you. You can look it up yourself. You have access to the most comprehensive data source known to man. You can look up your own sheet music. Thank you.
Damn.
I love her, and she knows it. She is still one of my favorite people ever. Okay? And she knows I don't mean nothing. I don't mean anything personal by that. And like I said, I introduced her to her husband. But Printer, wait a minute, Printer ain't got this to do with it. What, you don't have a monitor? Oh, wait a minute, she might actually not have a PC anymore. I think she mentioned that when I was on the phone with her earlier this week. Was that she... Oh, my God. The kitties are kicking a shot glass across the floor. And isn't there a changing breed for kitties?
Yeah.
Jaguars or...
Oh yeah. No, there's actually one for cats. Just straight up
Is there?
cats.
Like house cats?
Oh.
Yeah, yeah. For house cats, it's they're
Easily
Celtic.
distracted?
They're called Silican or Silly. I can't pronounce things, but yeah, they're very much one with the Fae in a way, and they
I'm sorry. I
yeah.
just saw what Storm just posted. She says, of course, I think it's rather interesting that Bill S. Preston Vampire became a lost boy, but Ted Theodore Logan had to deal with Dracula. And he didn't even get to be a vampire. Oh my God. Oh, oh my goodness. And I haven't watched that in years. I have it on the shelf, but I really haven't watched Dracula in a while. Gary Oldman is Dracula. He did a great job with that, by the way, as far as the Simiche. And to be perfectly honest, I still have issues with Dracula being a Simiche because he doesn't look inhuman at like Sasha Vikos. Yes, I know you posted it. I know there's a bit of a lag, and I'm sorry, sweetie. We're trying here. We still got an hour and 20 minutes to go. And Bastet is the mama kitty, by the way, just as trying to catch up with the chat. And Scion. Wait a minute. Talk to me about Scion. You guys have any interest in any in experience? That's the term I was looking for. With Scion, isn't that the whole angel thing? Trying
Gods,
to
as far as I
balance
know.
out the whole demon, the fallen.
I I thought it was gods. Aren't you like the children of gods? And you choose your pantheon,
Okay, so
I believe.
yeah, basically, yeah, it's okay. These guys, okay, we got the fallen, and then we have, as I have pointed out on more than one show, it's the difference between celestials and infernals. And celestials are angels, whatever, and infernals are fallen, right? She's saying she knows more about Scion than she does about the other White Wolf games, and I'm gonna call her. I'm gonna say bullshit. Vampire, you know about Vampire. I ain't trying to play that game with you, girl. Yeah, I love you to death. But you do know more about about Vampire than you do Scion. Just saying. Wait a minute, what's going on here in the background? Hello?
I didn't do anything.
I'm talking to both you and Kide.
I
What's
didn't do
going
it.
on? What am I doing wrong here?
Okay, can you hear me now?
I can hear you
I
now.
can hear you.
I was saying something, but I think my browser is freezing or it's
Oh,
weird
your
shit.
mic went tits up, didn't it? People get offended when I say that around town because it's always been a. There are two phrases that I am very want to use for this type of situation. You either went tits up or it went all pear shaped.
Pear shaped.
Yeah, that's an old English phrase. Yeah, it's all
What's wrong
pear.
with pear shaped?
If things go sideways, it's all pear shaped.
Sideways, I understand.
I know. If you say,
Tits up and sideways. I mean, they all sound like great phrases to me as far as we're having a good time. But I mean, pear shaped. Where? What's?
no, you're right, girl. It's fun. And no, it's fun. I love, and I say that, and people look at me. I live in a very small southern town,
Oh,
and they
oh
just
no.
don't
Okay.
understand. They just all pear shaped. What? Yes, all pear shaped. That means things just went sideways. And what? I said, okay, let's try it again. All you went all tits up. Oh, we get that. I'm like, oh, what the hell, y'all? Come on. I'm trying not to be, derogatory, because I live in a southern town, and some folks tend to take offense if you say even something slightly out of kilter. Oh, okay. All right. So, Storm wants to know What's happening now with the whole White Wolf hit the reset button?
Did we do
Whether or
that
not
again?
Gehenna is actually happening or if it's not
Oh,
happening, I'm assuming that's what she's talking about. Which one, Sheriff Storm? All tits up or all pear shaped? But let's get back to your question at hand. And yeah, all going all pear shaped is an old country saying, but it's only because it made the crossing. You know, but she wants to know with why that Gehenna didn't happen. And as we have mentioned a couple of shows back, was that Gehenna is still happening. It's just not happening as quickly as people expected it to happen. And I use Gehenna, and you can use Gehenna or the Apocalypse or the Ascension or whatever else you want to use. It's all the same. It really is. It's basically the same thing, right?
right, right.
The only thing that I don't think actually qualifies is the changeling. Is that I don't think it's kind of a, like dying a slow death with banality. That's the only part of that that didn't happen with a end of the world cycle, kind of thing.
Well, the Fae have their own thing going on, I think.
I know. It's so depressing too.
But I think we lost Kyle completely, or Kai, how you say?
Yeah, right? It's
So
just so
sorry.
depressing. Oh my god, I want
So,
to cry. Every time I talk to anybody who is a passing familiarity with Changeling, is that they're watching their splat die a slow, painful death. And I guess
yeah.
that could be the same thing with the Apocalypse and Gehenna, but it's still not as slow as because the what is it, the technocracy mage, they seem to be more influential as part of the whole banality system.
Yeah. Technocracy is a whole other can of worms.
Hey girl, we are here all night long.
I'm just saying, we start talking technocracy, I'm like, wow.
And now that we
Because my
have
brain,
decent bandwidth, we can say the T word.
the T word.
I know, right? Oh,
uh,
FB Fulton joined us. Lovely to see you back. I appreciate you joining us. Um, he's stuck at work, and he'll catch the replay later. And I love FB Fulton. He's fun. He
hmm.
actually has wonderful questions over,
Oh, good.
you know, but I don't know that he's going to be capable of actually typing them in while he's still at work.
Right.
No, we're not worried about the T word, Storm. I have all the bandwidth in the world now. And not just that, I have a decent rig. who's capable of using the bandwidth. So, yeah, fuck the technocracy. And the horse they rode in on, and their little fucking dog, too.
Void engineers are okay.
Huh?
I like them. I like the void engineers. They're okay.
Oh, VA. No, the wood engineers are awesome. I'm rather
I'm like,
fond
fuck all
of.
of you guys. Okay.
I'm actually rather fond of the cult of ecstasy. The ability to
Oh well,
manipulate time because
they're
you're
traditions,
high.
so they're
The ability to manipulate time because you're high. That works for me. I'm going to be honest, that does work for me. And as
that's
Storm is more than happy to point that out, yeah, you can just deal with that. I have a dog too. I'm talking to her. She knows who I'm talking to. So, all right. One of the other ones we haven't talked about tonight is oh, come on, hold on. I had it just a minute ago. Um, it's not werewolf. It's not vampire. It's not hunter. It's not changeling. What's the one I'm missing?
well, there's a ton.
No, I'm doing the old world of darkness. Which
Oh
one?
well, mage, wraith.
Mage! There we go. We were just discussing that. Thank you.
Yeah, just straight mage without the T.
Yeah, without the T word. And
Tradition.
honestly, man, there's some really. Listen, there's some old school folks who think that mage is OP because
It
of
can't
some
be
of the stuff they can pull off.
right.
And I believe that's true. Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. The mages. Shit. I wasn't paying attention to the chat again. She's killing me. Mage, 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 mage. The mages and I love you, girl. I get it. Thank you for paying attention to what's going on here. And you're absolutely right about that. But I'm still thinking I'm missing one.
Oh, I mean,
Race!
rage,
Race!
wraith, wraith, mummy.
Okay,
Um,
mommy, we'll get to in a minute because they are OP.
I just said,
They are
yeah,
OP. There's all the OP in mage or and mummy. I get that, but race. For the
yeah.
longest time, I thought Wraith was the most depressing splat until
Oh
I heard
yeah.
about until I heard about you know and what changeling? Oh my god! I just want to cut my own wrists. I did.
Um,
I did. I was like, you people are depressing the absolute living shit out of me. How dare you? And then so we got that out of the way. But Wraith is probably a close second as far as
yeah,
depression factor.
yeah.
Because
You put on the cure.
there's nothing the other side of the veil that is anyway happy. None. And I get, the only people on that side of the veil who actually seem to know what's going on are the ferrymen. Not Charon, just the ferrymen. And then we get to a situation where they're NPCs because you can't be trusted to have that kind of power in a player character. You just can't. They're just that. Okay. All right. Storm, a splat. vampire, wraith, mage, werewolf. Those are splats. These are the basic core books. That's what a splat is. It's the basic core book under World of Darkness. Oh, so what race are all about the revenge? No. No. They're just trying to stay out of the soul forges. Seriously. That's the best they can hope for. Once they tear, what is it, the call, when they die and they travel to the other side of the veil and they have the call, and most of the what are they called, the guys who go out looking for new wraiths to sell to the
Oh my
soul
god.
huh?
Yeah, this is above pay grade.
Is it above your pay grade?
Yeah, I'm all wolves and all of that area. Like
Okay.
Wraith, I know about his crow. Will tell me.
I love Wraith. I do love Wraith. I do.
Is crow. So I
So
wish I'd actually found a group to play that with because that does look like a lot of fun.
it is. It is. But the downside is it works better as a NPC with either in a Giovanni
Oh,
Chronicle or um
interesting.
well, that's their whole shtick is the ghost thing, right? And
Right, right.
their ability to harness these said wraith to do their bidding. And
But that's
they're not
horrifying to think of a
happy about
Giovanni.
that. Huh?
I said, but that's horrifying to think of a Giovanni having a wraith around. That's scary as fuck.
Okay, there's an incident in the clan novels. In the Giovanni clan novel, to point specifically at, point a finger, is that Madeline Giovanni, the main character for that particular book, was that she was trying to get information from the other side of the veil. And her great, 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 great grandmother was completely out of fucks as far as dealing with her. So she starts masturbating with the thigh bone of her great, 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 great grandmother until she tells her what she wants to know. I'm like, that's so nasty. Oh my god, that is so nasty. Oh my god. And then, but she got her answer. She did. She got
Mhm.
her answer.
Yeah,
Oh,
that
okay.
kind of stuff.
So Storm wants to know. Wait, I thought race came about because they were souls that could not move on until they had wrought revenge on those that brought them their demise. No, it has to do with what are called fetters. Whatever it is, it doesn't matter whether it's, what you just described or, just described there. But what is mostly is that no, once you're at the other side of the veil, you're there. There's no way
Hmm.
around that, you know? And the only other way around that is if you are somewhat of a, what's the term? If you're from the Ebony Kingdom or the Jade Kingdom, which is the Asian and African situation as far as that's concerned. But your fetters are what keep you linked to the skin lands, which is what that's called. And it doesn't matter that you have unfinished business. It's just you have some fetter that keeps you linked to that side of the skin or to the. Oh, my girl. All right, go, girl, go, girl. Shut
Right?
down.
Be safe.
Yeah,
Dear Lord.
I know. No, the storms that have been hitting me over the last 24 hours are just now getting to her.
Jeez.
So yeah, we had some pretty nasty shit. But
What the
yeah,
heck has been going on with this Halloween? It's been nothing but like actual terror.
right? No, seriously, right?
It's been really bad. This is like the
they had
worst
to
one I've ever had.
cancel. They had to cancel the Halloween party for the kids here in Tracy because of the horrible, nasty, no good business. With the wind and the rain, it was coming down like nobody's business. We call them five bucket rain.
Wow.
Every drop was 5 buckets full.
Jeez.
Oh, it was bad. No.
Where,
Oh, it
where are y'all from?
was. I'm in Tennessee myself. She's in
Oh, Lord.
Raleigh or Nightdale, which is south of Raleigh. And
Okay.
so this storm has been moving west to east. And now it's
Gee.
finally hit her. And so I'm hoping she'll be okay. Nightdale's not
Yeah.
bad, but she needs to go ahead and shut down. And I don't blame her.
Yeah.
I don't blame her. Gotta do what you gotta do because you don't want
It's
to die in
horrifying.
a freaking tornado. Nobody wants to die in a tornado. So, so
Jeez.
yeah. Um, Now let's talk about some mummy. Like I said,
No,
this is
no.
all going to be about.
Again, we're going right above my pay grade on that one because again, I know
No.
that they're OP. I know when they first wake up, they are in their big, you know what's,
Uh huh. Uh huh.
and I know they go back to sleep afterwards. They're like, okay, I've wrought hell, and now good night. Deal with it. That's about as
Just
much as
deal. You're going to kill me? Cool. I'll be back in a minute.
right, right.
You're going to kill me? I'll be back in a minute. Hang on. And that's the way this works.
Your
All right.
kids that have to
Hey,
deal with
are
you.
you
It might be
still
your
with
kid.
me, Key Day?
Good question, because I know his power went out too.
Oh, did it? You
Yeah,
still showing? Nope.
his whole
It's just you and me. It's just you and me, so we're still good.
weather.
I know, man. It sucks. We've lost two of
Horrifying.
our three watchers. Um, Thank you for hanging with me, and let's talk. So,
Yeah.
Mummy, it is one of my favorite splats. It really is, and I still have my hardback version of that particular splat, and I will. You would have to put a gun to my head to get me to give it up because they're never ever
Right.
gonna reprint that ever.
No, 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 absolutely not. And it's sad too because I know a lot of people do love Mummy, and they don't get a whole lot of love. It's a very like cult
Right?
following of
It's like
people.
Wraith. It's the one.
Yeah,
It's like
it's a
one of
cult
the
following.
splats that everybody loves, but nobody wants to play.
Yeah, yeah. Like I want to. I would love to learn, but
But basically, what we need to do is, you know, they make great NPCs, but if you've
Mhm.
got like one open spot in your coterie, you could really, really turn out a damn mummy. and that
Wow.
just make that all kinds of fun. You really
And
could.
horrifying.
And as you said, I think you said you were actually trying to do a new Chronicle, yeah?
Well, me, I ended up because of our area, I ended up actually just doing a lot of play by post play by post sites. So I actually do a lot of my
Like Roll
RPing.
20 or whatever.
I end up doing those kinds of things because trying to do anything out here is kind of rough.
And
So,
that seems to be our biggest issue with our particular niche market is trying to get enough people to play without inconveniencing folks. And to be
right.
perfectly honest, it does tend to inconvenience folks from time to time. It's really hard. It's like trying to schedule folks for the show.
Yeah.
Is that these folks, I don't blame them, if they have other things they need to do.
Like a
Family,
tornado.
IRE, yeah, IRL always takes precedence over game. Always. So, yeah, and now we've got an issue, like you just said. We have storms and other things. And if you're trying to get a game together across 12 time zones, good luck with that shit.
All right.
Good luck with that shit.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't blame the
That's why
folks who
I'm
can't.
looking forward to video games. Oh, she said it was a false alarm about 2 miles away from them.
Yeah, it's moving away.
Still,
So
be
she's back.
careful. I mean, that's still 2 miles. That's distance, in my opinion. Tornadoes jump.
They do.
Be careful. That's all
They're
I got.
funky like that, man. They would just,
Right.
drop on your house, and then all of a sudden you need to find your fucking rupee slippers.
That's what I was just thinking. I was like, girl, if you
Ah!
were
You need to find your fucking ruby
still
slippers. It's your
kick
ass.
them off.
Oh, now see, even Storm like that one. Oh
Take them
my
shoes off.
God. So we're talking Mummy, Storm. Are you familiar with Mummy at all, or do we need to go back to something you're familiar with, or we're back to four people, so there's still at least three more. Oh, come on, y'all. You people are starting to work my last nerve. And I'm talking about the
Yeah.
kiddies. I'm talking about the kiddies.
Oh,
Because those people,
wow.
they ain't got no sense of humor about knocking shit off my desk. Oh,
Trouble o'clock.
it is. And no, and she jumped down as soon as I copped an attitude. That's my little I always name my animals after Egyptian names.
That's nice.
You're familiar with the name Ma'at.
I am not. I'm not a
Okay.
huge Egyptian fan.
As you as you die, you have to go before the duat,
To
and
see if your life measures out to be
yes,
less than a feather. Is that right?
the feather of Ma'at, and your heart. If your heart is heavier than the feather of Ma'at, then you get your ass handed off to Sobek, which is also
Oh,
another
Jesus.
word for set.
Ah, gotcha.
So, and most folks, they hear my naming choices and they're like, well, why don't you play a follower of Set or a ministry or whatever you want to call it now? And I said, because they're too sketchy for even me. and I play a Tremere. Okay, I'll be honest. I play a Tremere.
Yeah.
How do you get more sketchy than a Tremere? The Ministry. that's how that's how that works. So anyway, um, and then we have Abrax, which is her brother. Here, my kid, he is the Archon. He is the one
Mm.
who dispenses justice in the name of the Pharaoh. And then I have Bastet. Of course, you know where that. You know,
Yeah. Yeah.
that's
That one.
that's Mama Kitty, and she does. She has this pose. That's where she got her name. She has this pose that says, "I don't give a fuck what you say. I am too good for you." But this is also the same kitty who will park herself over my shoulder and put her paw on my shoulder and go, "You love me now." And I have to. Okay, she's still saying are you having a hard time hearing me?
You come in great for me, but now you're even better.
Okay.
Like right there. Like you're. I
This is
can
why I
hear you a
want a
lot better
boom
now.
mic. I really do. I want a boom mic, and I have the
I need a
money.
new headset completely. So I know how you feel.
And I wasn't sure you were actually going to be actually on voice
Well, my
tonight.
phone decided that when you sent the link, my phone was like, "Hey, I could kind of do that if you hit the button." And I was like,
Well,
"Okay,
there you go.
phone, let's try."
And then, of course, she's talking shit about her cat. Loki.
Well, the cat's name's Loki. What were you? Oh, come on!
Exactly. What the
Gonna live
hell were
to
you
its name.
expecting? My God, girl. At least I don't have no problem naming my cats innocuously. Yeah, they and oh my God, they're just rotten. They truly are. They are truly rotten. And tonight it's supposed to get down to 29 here. So, Storm, you be ready for this come tomorrow night for you. It's going to be chilly. So, I'm going to have to move my space heater um,
Mm,
to the bedroom because I'm not going to freeze tomorrow tonight. And the kitties can
right?
come snuggle or they don't. I don't really. I think they have enough fuzz so they can actually deal with themselves. You know what I mean? And it's like y'all
Right.
have fur. I don't. I just want to be warm. And but no. The first night I was here, if go look at my photos on my Facebook page,
Yeah.
and there's a picture of Maat, my little calico, who has crashed, completely crashed in my arm. And just,
Oh, I've seen
oh,
a lot of your animals.
did you see him?
I'm a dog lover, but I can totally
I
understand
love my
cats.
doggies too. I love
I'm a
my,
dog.
I do, I do, I love, I do. That's my Aki. And we call him Aki for short, but his name is Akhenaten.
Oh, okay.
Duh. You know, the first. Do you know who Akhenaten was?
No,
He was the
I'm getting all kinds
first.
of education.
He was the first pharaoh to build the mastabas, which was the predecessor to the pyramids.
Huh.
It was the first attempt to try and make a permanent monument to um Hold on. First monument to pharaohs who had made themselves. This was, we're talking 6,000 BC, give or take. And these were, prior to Khufu, and then the other pyramid builders in the necropolis and the Valley of Kings. But Akhenaten, and I'm talking about Akhenaten, his father, not Akhenaten the second, who was a complete dumbass, who did not understand what the hell he was supposed to be doing, and he actually did not last long. As far as how should I put this? He didn't actually do well as far as his. I think he only reigned for 6 years before he died, and there was always a question about whether or not he died of natural causes or, And to be perfectly honest, the Egyptian pharaohs had no problem murdering each other. They really had no problem doing that at all. And as Sheriff or Star puts it, Elder's really good at mythology and ancient history because when Mom was going, my mother had two PhDs, one in history, the other was in genetic anthropology, and
Oh wow.
yeah, so when she was learning, I was learning. You know, I'm just super tickled. You know,
Well, no wonder you like Mummy.
yeah, right. No, yeah, no, seriously, girl, you are dead.
You didn't have a
No,
choice.
there ain't no joke about that. It is true.
You like Mummy and vampire. Like, oh yeah, ancient history. I'm right here, buddy.
Yeah, right here. I got all the ancient history. I got all of it. And, I could actually name the first 12 um, um, Caesars before I was 10 years old. Now, I couldn't do it now.
Jeez.
Couldn't do it now to save my life. But, yeah. Always fond of Claudius, myself. Oh, we have a mage question. Let's talk to
Indeed.
us. Let's do some mage here, girl. Since
I'll
we
put on my mage hat. It's
just,
a little dusty.
I know, right? Me too. Me too. I might have to break out the big purple book. No, that was the thing. Is we have the BGB, which is the big green book vampire,
Yeah.
BBB, the wraith book, the BPB, big purple book. Yeah, for mage, and then so on, and then the BOB, yeah, the big orange book that was werewolf.
Are there other kinds of mage besides the paradox and the
Thaumaturgy mages? Paradox is what happens if you use vulgar
yeah?
spells. Like
You
if
don't
you
want paradox.
throw a fireball in Times Square, yeah, you're going to catch some frickin' paradox on your ass. Right?
The thing with mages, it's got to be coincidental. Like your ideal moment for really vulgar magic is during a storm. Then you can really frack shit up. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
stuff happening out. Time to do some
Lightning
shit.
bolt.
You tonight. Bring it.
Yeah, seriously, lightning bolt, lightning bolt. Yeah, you can pull that shit off. Okay, right, but the thaumaturgist mages didn't have to worry about paradox. No, all mages had to worry about it. All, but the more vulgar the spell, the more you had to be worried about it. If you were like, what's the one? What's the clan or not the not the clan? I keep thinking vampire terms. Um, the ability to alter.
Reality.
No, because that's
Okay.
basically what all mages do. But what I'm talking about
Right.
is the ability to, for instance, if you wanted to um, alter coincidence, or
Mm.
you know what I'm saying, is the ability to say, all right, well, my next three rolls are gonna guarantee to hit, kind of thing. That's not vulgar magic because nobody will know except you.
Oh, correspondence.
Yes, correspondence. Thank you.
Sorry, it took me a moment.
Yeah, I know,
I was
right?
like, wait,
Me, you, and me both, girl.
with you. I'm with you. We're here. We're together. We'll get
Yeah,
this.
we will get this shit straightened out. So yeah, you're absolutely right. Is that my next three rolls are guaranteed to not crit or even to crit. Because at which particular what is it called? Um, it's right here at the edge of my memory. The ability, the one tradition that dealt with your ability to alter um,
Fate.
well, fate, yeah,
Nope.
but more about the ability to alter luck, I guess is
Yeah.
yeah.
Those are the people who send you back to the wheel.
I
They're the
know, right?
executioners. Those really awesome mage that Equilibrium was based off of. That movie Equilibrium. If you've never seen
Yes.
it, I,
Yes, I
I
I
recommend that one.
own that movie. I
Oh,
had to
so
own
good.
that movie because it is one of the best
Thank
sci-fi.
you.
Huh?
Thanatos. Thank you, sweetheart.
What?
You Thanatos. Those are the fate mages, the
Yeah,
Thanatos,
the
the ones that send
Fate
you back to the wheel.
Mages. That's the ones. Yes. That's what I was trying to remember. Was that yes? Is the ability to alter luck, essentially. And I guess the Fate Mages are what you're talking about. And since I never actually got away from wanting to be high and altering time, yeah, go figure. Damn it. I'm trying to hold on here, girl. Let me see if I can let me check to make sure my. You still there?
Entropy.
Can you hear me?
Hmm,
Can you hear me?
I can hear you, but
All right, checking again. Cult of Ecstasy Mages is what I'm talking about, Storm. they're the ones who get high and alter time. It's like
Well, no, they're
having.
not the only ones after
Yeah,
time.
no, no, there's a vampire, the true Bruja, who are
True.
capable of
Yeah.
with temporis. It's basically
Right.
the same damn thing.
And who else? Um, oh, I'm sorry if I'm drowning. I'm probably am drowning you out
Ah,
because my phone.
whatever.
But I was thinking about Marauders too, because
Oh, yeah.
they have their own they have their
But
own
they get
way of
away
doing
with
things.
vulgar shit because they're immune to paradox.
Yeah, they're the only ones immune to paradox. So those were the ones that I was thinking of when she first started talking about
Oh.
don't have to worry about it. I was like, Marauders. Those are the ones that are like paradox.
Yeah, so like,
What is that?
don't make me laugh.
I am paradox.
Yeah, you're right.
Well,
I
Marauders are
am
your paradox
paradox.
mages.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
No, there have
So
been a
that would be
couple
your
of
one.
memes over the years. Like, there's a dude, it's an old school meme where there's this dude with this leather top hat, and is either this guy's immune to paradox or he's going to give you a quest. We're not sure which.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, those are the ones that are completely immune to paradox. Those are the Marauders. Um, I mean, isn't it just basically a? Oh my God, who are the vampires who are insane who also can do
the
amazing things? Malkavians.
Malkavians. Thank you.
Yeah, the Malkavians also have like with demontation can pretty much just be like, I have my own universe.
Well, no. Okay, let's turn that on its end, and we're about to discuss Anatole, the prophet of
Mm.
Gehenna. He was so crazy he could stand in sunlight and it couldn't touch him.
Ooh.
There's an incident during the Clan novels where the Nosferatu are, they found out that Anatole was back in the U.S. and Calibros sent one of his flunkies to um how should I put this, to keep an eye on him because, well, the Anatole, man, you got to keep an eye on that brother, man. I'm telling you. And the Mal or the Nosferatu had to retreat while Anatole was worshiping at the in the stone garden outside of St. Paul's. It was a statue of an angel that he spent the entire day sitting there communing with whatever the fuck Malkavians commune with.
Mm-hmm.
And when what's his name actually had to report back to Calibros, was like, well, was he there all day? And he says, as far as I can tell. And Calibros was like, okay. So, and then that was very shortly before he left for upstate New York. After in the aftermath of the Gangrel leaving the
Mm.
Camarilla.
Oh, okay.
And
This has been a
he,
very educational night.
what?
Very
Sorry, I did.
educational night. Learned
Yeah,
so
right?
much already.
No, I'm be honest, man. This is all canon. I have to go with it. So another mage question: how do you keep a marauder mage from being overpowered with the absence of paradox?
You know
You don't. No, basically,
what
no,
the
you
the
don't.
jungle?
That's not the way this works. And yes, the gangrel it left when Javier, after the destruction of every gangrel east of the Rockies, showed up at that. Okay, we have what is called the Eye of Hazamel. We're talking about the eye, not a whole antediluvian, not partially an antediluvian, just an eye of an antediluvian that was capable of doing some horrendous, absolutely horrendous stuff. And then, so when the gangrel went to try and stop this anti-tribute Tremere from using the eye to destroy everything east of the Rockies, essentially, he so Javier what is, there were a number of other big name gangrel who were at that. The only two gangrel that survived the battle were Javier and Ramona Tannerchild. And then when Javier went back to Boston, or not Boston, Baltimore, and said, I need you to come with me and end this horrible thing that just laid waste to my entire clan. Then we need help. Yeah, and of course most of the kindred, including Victoria Ash and a number of other high. What was the other one? The big one. Um, um, no, what is his name? The one who was sent over from Europe at behest of Hartstadt the Elder. You know which one I'm talking about?
No, not at all.
Okay,
Again, this
so
is above my pay grade.
yeah,
You're deep.
so
You're deep now.
yeah, so he was sent over to he was to actually basically run the war since we had three archbishops marching north from Miami. We're talking about Sasha Vikos. We're talking about um, what is his name? Borges, and who was the third? Um, anyway, basically, we're back to Javier came to the war council in Baltimore and said, "You need to come with me. We need to end this thing now." And if they had listened, he might have actually ended this shit sooner than it did. But it didn't know, and they said, "Fuck you, we got too much other important shit to do." Oh, so the eye of an antediluvian ain't important enough for your ass? Okay, fine, fuck you, we're out. And that's exactly what happened. Fuck you, we're out.
Well, they had a lot of reasons for wanting to leave, though. I mean, the Gangrel have been pushed around for far.
Centuries. They were always the redheaded stepchild.
Yeah, they
Always.
had their paw up the door for quite a long time. That was just the last straw.
And it was. And like I said, if they had listened, if Jan Peterson, that was who was sent over from Hardstadt the Elder. and he was the one who was in charge of the defense. And that's what actually saved New York was the archbishops saw that everybody was in Baltimore, so let's attack Baltimore. By the time they got to Baltimore, everybody was in New York, or in C5B, the Chantry of Five Boroughs, Tremere, gotta love them. They were the only bastion of Camarilla stronghold in the eastern seaboard. And so now we had a situation where, okay, so they'd swapped us out. It was a what is it called? Bait and switch. Bait and switch. That's what it's called.
Mm.
Is like, oh, you're gonna come attack Baltimore? We're out. And they took over New York, took New York back. And to be perfectly honest, the Nosferatu were not a bastion in that city, but they controlled the undercity. And
Mm.
most Sabbat don't have no business in the sewers. They don't have no idea what would have happened to them if they had tried, to be honest. And so now we have a situation, or did have a situation, where, you're right, the gangrel, now we're in a big, okay, we got the Assamites, but we lost the gangrel. And I think we got the better end of
Yeah.
that deal, man. I'm going to be
Yeah,
honest.
yeah, that's unfortunate to say, but yeah, I mean, when it comes to wholesale slaughterhouse, the Assamites kind of have the gangrel beat. But
Well, I love and Storm will get a big kick out of this, is that the clan discipline, quietus, which is Latin for shut the
yeah,
fuck up.
yeah, yeah, fair enough.
I'm waiting. I'm waiting. No, I'm waiting for her to comment on that one, because it's true. It's quietus. It's Latin for shut the fuck up. And, and that was the thing, is that there were. There she goes. I was waiting for the law. I was waiting for the law. She is one of my. She was there when I coined that phrase. No, she was. We used to play jihad back in the day. No, we played jihad, or Vampire the Eternal Struggle. But no. Oh, we have to be PC about this. We can't be talking about jihad after 9/11. Bullshit. The jihad is what the or not the antediluvians, the Methuselahs play so that they don't get bored. After you've been alive for 2,000 years, you got to do something. Got to do something. And yeah, I love to use that one at home. I did. I did. I did. I did. I did. What else am I supposed to do? Yeah, and I am also tired of being fucking PC. And shh, don't say this out loud, but she's a transporter.
Oh my.
So I don't have a problem with being a Trump. And yes, we did. She's my ex-girlfriend. Of course we lived together. Duh. Can you hear the word duh? No, I'm not gonna say it out loud because I know you couldn't hear me, and I just wanted her to hear it, not you to hear it. I love you to
Purposefully
death, girl, but we've
is
decided
my
we're not
just
talking
girl.
about politics anymore. She and I are not talking about politics anymore. It just
It's true.
pisses everybody off. Doesn't matter
Yeah.
whether it's you, me, or fucking Joe Blow down the street. It just pisses everybody off. So let's just, not worry about it. But jihad, you're absolutely right. I'm tired of being PC. I'm tired of being PC. I'm tired of this. The term jihad happened long. It means holy war. That is the
Mm.
that is the direct definition of that term. It has nothing to do with Muslims. It has nothing to because back during the and here we go. I'm about to break out some more ancient history knowledge. During the Crusades, the Crusaders who went to try and retake Jerusalem were on a jihad under that's what was used by the Pope to justify holy war. You know, to
Oh.
justify going in and just taking people's shit. Basically. Basically. Yes, the Crusaders were jihadists. And so were the Turks. So were I'm be honest, there's all kinds of folks that you could use that term to be
Just
used.
not the Spanish Inquisition. They don't count.
Yeah, but nobody expects the Spanish Inquisition. But no, okay. Do you remember the? Okay, here's some stuff from vampire lore. Is that the destruction of Constantinople was
Mm.
considered to be a jihad because the Holy Roman Emperor, who was, you know, the whole freaking holy Christian bullshit. Christians in general are not the only people on the planet who have done stupid shit. Every religion has done stupid shit. And they usually use the term jihad to justify their stupid shit. Because the original usage of the word was holy war. What do you want? What are you going to do? You know. And now that the terrorists have actually co-opted the term, like ISIS and various other like Al Qaeda, uh, including the actual what are the guys now, the Kurds, are also using the
Mm.
term jihad as they're right, everybody else is wrong, and I'm like, no, come on, y'all, stop. Y'all need to stop killing any of us. Doesn't matter, y'all, them, whatever. It doesn't matter. Killing people in the name of your God is bull. It's
Yeah.
complete crap. And y'all need to get your shit straight.
Y'all need Buddha.
I know, right? Somebody needs a blowjob. Somebody needs a blowjob.
Well,
Something
that
serious.
I said Buddha, as in
Oh no,
the
no.
Buddha.
I'm thinking
No,
if a
no.
lot of these,
Woo!
jihadists, quote unquote, got a blowjob regularly, they wouldn't be angry. And I'm pretty
And that,
sure
my friend,
that's
is
true. I'm gonna be honest. Come on, y'all. And this is our show, and so I
yeah.
can say whatever the hell I want because I'm not monetizing shit. So therefore, these people need to get a blowjob and go about their business and stop shooting at each other. That's what I would hope that they would. I'm pretty sure if Abu Bakr el Baghdadi got a blowjob regularly, he probably wouldn't be dead now.
Oh, Baghdad.
Yeah, I'm killing Yarna.
Who needs the merch that says El Baghdadi?
I know, right? So basically, that's how this is. And no, I ain't even coming close to politics on this one. This is not politics, this is religion. And religion is bull. All of it. Every mem I don't have a problem you believing what you believe. Just don't try and actually. Now, I'm not talking about you, Storm. Oh, yeah, she's having a problem too. So, I'm not talking about you, Storm. I'm just saying these people need to get their shit straight, okay? Because I'm tired of this. I am truly, truly angered that half of the world is how how should I put this? Half of the world is going up in flames, and the other
Yep.
half is stomping it out. But no, they're pouring gasoline on it on the other side, and it's not going to help. It's not going to fucking help. I'm telling y'all, stop it. Believe what you want to believe. I love you for believing what you want to believe, but don't ever tell me I have to believe what you want me to believe without me getting, killed because I believe
Mm-hmm.
something different than what you believe. And that seems to be basically Christians, fucking Muslims. They're oddly enough, I do have a degree in comparative religion. And one of the things I do know is that there are a few religions in the world today that aren't worried about, you know, um, trying to make people believe what they believe. Like Wiccans. You don't see Wiccans going knocking on people's doors and telling them like these flipping Muslim, or not Muslims, um, 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 what are they called?
Jehovah's Witness.
Thank you.
You're
Thank
welcome.
you. Yes, them and the Mormons. Just saying.
Right. Right.
Y'all need to just take your shit and go on. I don't have time for your. I don't. I really don't. Especially the Mormons. I mean, come on. That is one of the goofiest religions possible. And to be perfectly honest, so are the Jehovah's Witnesses. The whole Jehovah's Witnesses thing is about a religion that is based on a lottery. Only 144,000 people are going to heaven. But you
Oh
have,
wow, Jesus.
yeah, but
Yeah,
you have over 5 million followers as
that's not
part
gonna
of
work
your.
out.
There's a deficit somewhere there,
Quick math.
right? I just don't understand. Is that, uh, and then we get the Mormons, who their whole thing is about a dude who was reading a quote unquote golden tablets out of a hat that nobody else was allowed to see because God told him nobody else was allowed to see it. And I'm like, huh? I was under the impression that you were trying to gain followers. And you're telling me that you're not actually going to follow the concept of try to get. Yeah, I know, right? Sounds fishy to her. And I don't blame her. It truly does.
Yeah.
It's fishy. I don't know,
And the reason why
girl.
we even got because we talked vampire, and those are the that when you talk vampire, you're going to talk two things. You're going to talk politics and you're going to talk religion. There's no way around it. It's
But
vampire.
vampires and politics
Politics.
are a bit
It's
different.
different.
But you're
It's
right
very
about the
Caesar.
religion thing. If you assume that Cain was the first kindred,
Yeah.
then you have to dial it into the whole. Yes, there was a Garden of Eden. There, Adam and Eve, blah blah blah. But what most of these folks don't think about is that Adam and Eve had a third son, Seth.
What? Seth.
Seth. Children of
Seth.
Seth. The children of Seth. That was.
Oh,
And what's interesting about that is in the vampire lore, he was the first ghoul.
wow. Mind
Yeah, that
blown.
just
You're
blew
going to
you right
end this
out
on
of
a
your chair,
cliffhanger.
didn't it?
Dude, cliffhanger. No. It's like education.
Right. And the only reason I know this is from some of the other canon novels that I've read over the years, is that the children of Seth, the brother and sister twins that were the direct descendants, they were the first of the what do they call them? Like the Simiche. If you've been a ghoul long enough, you can actually, you can, how should I put this? Um, is that they have the ability to use blood points on their own.
Right.
And I forget what they're called. Revenants. Revenants. They were the first two revenants. And if they are one generation removed from Cain himself,
Jeez.
right? They are the most powerful ghouls ever.
Never knew this. I never knew.
Really? How
No,
did
sorry,
you not know
werewolf.
that?
Over here. I live over here with the wolves.
Oh, I
And so
guess.
learning this right now, this is brand new knowledge.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's um it is. It's mind blowing. Once
That's
you actually
exciting. That's
find,
exciting knowledge.
yeah, once you actually find out this information, it's like, really? Holy crap.
You don't say.
You don't say. Yeah, basically.
We're all in our smoking room just talking about this now. Go on. Yes, over some brandy.
Yeah. So let's discuss revenants for a minute. How many
I would, but
generations does it require of you feeding blood to your ghouls? That when they have children, they can actually use blood potency or, whatever. Fortitude or potency or any of the basic ones.
right. Don't they have to be Gen 9? They'd get down to Gen 9. You have to be really.
Oh, and Storm just mentioned Cain, Abel, and Seth are the only ones mentioned by name under the Christian mythology. You're absolutely right, and I'm gonna go ahead and say it before you do, sweetie. But yeah, God hates it when you refer to it as mythology. You know where that's from, right? Dogma.
Oh, good movie. Good movie.
Yeah. No,
Good movie.
that's when her and Chris Rock are sitting at in the movies, and God hates it when you call it mythology. Well, let's ask the prophets what we should call it. And then they're in the titty bar across the street. One of my favorite movies. It really is. And it
That's a good one.
uses a lot of old school, like the Metatron, the voice of
Mm.
God, is only mentioned in Jewish mythology. It's not a Christian thing. But then you also get, there are, like the original angel of death, which I think is Uriel or
Yeah,
Azrael. I can't.
yeah. It's Azrael. Azrael,
Azrael, yeah, is the
I think.
original. The original. It's like, what did he say?
What was it, Peter?
Huh?
Well, I know Peter blew his horn and ended up killing a lot of people.
Yeah, but no, no. What? Hold on. It's Azrael is like he threw down the fiery sword, flipped God off, and said, "I quit."
Christopher Walken played him best, I think.
I think so too. Oh yeah, say yes, and he's right. And we went through 5 Adams before we figured that out. No, it's what Storm just said. Because God's voice
Yeah.
is only heard in the Old Testament. I'm like, yeah, that's right. We went through 5 Adams before we figured that one out. And I'm like, 5? Really? Come on, y'all. You're supposed to be all knowing. How did you not know that? Oh, my goodness. So,
But we did hit our 2-hour mark. So, is there anything you wanted to end the show on?
yeah, we're at 3 minutes out. So
Yeah.
no, this was the whole point behind tonight's show.
Good.
Was we were gonna just talk about whatever the fuck came up, and as we have just pointed out in the last 15 minutes, you'd be surprised at the shit that will
Right.
come up in a conversation. Okay, including some shit that I've always been a very firm believer in the esoterica of vampire in general. And I've tried to, I was not a scholar as far as, when I played back in my Archon days. I used the Book of Nod as my holy book about what was allowable. You violate the masquerade, that was my thing. Masquerade violation, you're toast. I don't care what you have to say about it. If I think you violated the masquerade, it was your ass. Basically.
Mm-hmm. You had that red list ready, didn't you? You had it checked it twice.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, sweetie, I'll call you Saturday. No problem. Happy to do it. See, that girl, she and I go back way too far. She knows too much about me, man. I'm dead serious. She knows way, way too much about me. She can get me in. She would get me in trouble. This is why I've tried to keep my exes as friends, because they know too much shit about you. Way too much about you. So, all right, we got any of this. We got 5 people listening. There's no way in hell it's just you, me, and her. So who are the other
Oh, no.
3 people, or the other 2 people in the chat? Oh, Sunday. Yeah, okay. Okay. I'll call you Sunday evening. How's that? Is that going to work? All right. So,
Oh, that's cute.
but yeah, we're in a situation where we're back on our normal schedule as of, let's see, hold on. Let's see, our next show will be, it's not October, oh, November. So November the 5th? No, can't be the
Oh
5th.
wow, really?
No, it's not the 5th. No, no, no. Not the 5th, the 12th of November.
Okay.
We're,
So I was like, really? We're gonna do Guy Fawkes?
yeah, I
All
know, right?
right.
Remember the 5th of November, the gunpowder treason and plot. That. I can't, no, I'm going to have to watch V for Vendetta that day, so I'm sorry.
You have to do it. You
You
have to do it on
have
the
to
5th at
do it.
least.
You have to do it. You really do have to do that. It's been my a tradition for at least a
Yeah, it's a good one.
decade now, I guess, give or take. Yeah, because that movie's been out at least a decade at this point,
Don't say that to me. I don't. Oh, frick, I feel so old.
right? No shit, right?
No. Where did
No,
that time
it's
go?
gonna be the 12th. So yeah, so yeah, Storm, I will call you Sunday evening, um, and we're gonna go ahead and call it for the night. No, I don't
Yay!
want you
Happy
to.
Halloween, everyone.
Yeah, happy Halloween. Yes, I am super tickled we could do a Halloween, whatever the fuck goes show. The last couple of years, I've tried to do something close to Halloween, but it never works out. Um, Most of the time, it seems like either my co-host or my guests can't be bothered, and I'm like, okay, I get that you got to take the kids trick or treating,
Right.
but the show doesn't start until long after they should have been in bed.
Yep. Happy Samhain, and she said
Yes.
that she can't do Sunday evening. You two should work that out.
All right, I'll call you Monday. How's that? Is that going to work for you? So, all right. And I think it might have been her birthday that I was forgetting. I mean,
Bad. Bad.
no, I know, but it's my issues. I'm having high ammonia levels, which means long-term and short-term memory is fucked, completely fucked.
Yeah.
And then I wound up in the emergency room last night
Please, not
because,
again.
yeah, no, I it was last night because I double dosed on my insulin and didn't realize
Eek.
I'd done it until I started really feeling funky. And then I get on the phone with my insurance agency, and I love my insurance folks. They are good people. And they called an ambulance for me and got me to the hospital. And then when I got to the hospital, they swore up and down I'd been drinking. And I'm like, no, I'm not a big drinker, as Storm is more than willing to attest. I'm not a big
Yeah,
drinker.
she's like, what?
I know, right? So what happened was, I guess I had double dosed on my insulin and wound up
Oh,
in a
well,
situation.
future birthday. Her birthday's this Sunday, or
Oh,
coming up.
so that's right. I did get it right. Okay.
Oh, you're the fallback girl. Hey, because we're falling back
Yeah.
on that day. So you get an
Right.
extra hour sleep on your birthday. Nice.
Nice. So, all right,
Nice
y'all.
thing.
So, Vanessa, lovely to have you tonight. Can I
Have
call
you
on
too?
you at some other point if we need you?
Sure. Yeah. I mean, now that I know that my phone somewhat works,
No, it works just
it
fine.
just you know,
It's just apparently
with your
my
sound system.
freaking headset is for
Yeah.
shit.
And then hopefully we can get Kiad back again.
I don't know what happened to Kide, but I'm gonna find out. Yeah, see, she's right. It's because of my epilepsy. I don't drink a lot, and even if I
Yeah.
do drink a lot, it's only at a party or something. And even then, I never drink more than I can drive home on because I don't want to go to jail. Basically, that's how that works. And nine
Mhm.
times out of ten, now Storm will tell you there's a drink I make. It has had many names over the years. Mech Warrior Starter Fluid, Water of Life, whatever. And usually, if you call it Water of Life, you take the test tube, slam it back, and go. And how can this be? For he is the Kumquat Hagen Dazs.
Yes! Dune!
Right?
Nice. I was like, where's this going? And then all of
Yeah.
a sudden, the Quasar Zadara.
Yeah, the Kumquat Hagen Dazs. And she's right. It is volatile at room temperatures. Somebody sat when we were still living with Lewis. Somebody sat a shot glass next to an ashtray of the blue stuff. And then we all heard, everybody in the house heard, poof! And then saw that blue flame shoot up. And whoever was closest to it, I can't remember who it was, slapped their hand down on top of it and said, "Who the fuck left that there?" And I said, I didn't. It wasn't me. And that's why we switched over to using test tubes as opposed to shot glasses because you couldn't set a test tube down without it spilling.
Oh, gotcha.
So, but anyway, guys, I love y'all and I appreciate you guys spending time with us tonight. You too, Vanessa, and I love you,
Yeah.
Storm. I'll see you. I'll talk to you Monday, okay, love? And you guys, hugs you. By the way, Miss Vanessa, always gotta give you hugs. Always gotta send hugs. Hello, are you still there?
Yeah, I've been
Okay.
giggling up a storm.
Oh, okay. That's what that was. All right.
I get blushy.
Of course. So, all right. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Three,
Good night.
2, 1. Good night.